Mr. Guest, please sign in.
People keep asking if I'm back.
No way!
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Tell me again, Harry, why did I take this job?
Double cheese anchovies?
Welcome to Hollywood Ranked. Every week we take a look at movies with a common element, discuss our favorite films of episode's theme, and then rank them for you. We're your host, Mark Dixon, and I'm joined by Adam Osborne.
Adam Osborne.
Now, I think the way you're dressed may give our viewers a bit of a clue, but just to clear things up.
Yeah. Sorry, dress every day.
Just your normal, everyday look. No, it looks good on you.
And I always wear.
But just to clear it up for the viewers, this week we are looking at the movies of the internet's boyfriend, Canada's own Keanu Reeves.
We are?
What a coincidence.
You're telling me this is not a show about somebody else?
What a coincidence. I feel like you're going to be able to handle this.
I thought we were talking about Jim Carrey.
That would have been random, but I feel like you can handle this. So what is it about Keanu Reeves that you think people love so much?
I don't know. He just seems like a wholesome guy, right? You know, he just seems like a really, just genuinely a nice guy. He does a lot of, he's a good actor for one.
Of course.
He just seems like a really good guy, which, sure, like everybody can seem like a nice guy, but I don't know.
Sure.
He seems like he's not just someone who seems good, but also does good.
Lots of stories about him being great offset too, and taking good care of the crews that he works with.
Yeah, a lot of giving his own money to the actual special effects people.
Yeah,
He's such a
absolutely.
nice guy.
Yeah, and again, he makes some pretty cool movies too.
Oh, that's true.
And before we get to our ranking of our top three choices.
There's only three. We had to choose our favorites.
It was tough, but
it's a challenge.
We do want to mention briefly a few honorable mentions, though, that didn't quite make our top three, but are still pretty cool movies. What's one of yours, Adam?
Ooh, that is hard because he's been in so many movies.
Of course, yes.
John Wick, obviously, that's
that's
a big one. People love John Wick.
Yeah, that has to be.
You had to mention John Wick. It didn't make it in our top three, but it's still a pretty dang great movie.
And of course, his most recent big franchise that people
there's
love.
4 of those now?
I guess, yeah.
Ooh,
probably more.
dang.
Another one coming, I think.
I've only seen up to 3.
But it's huge. A lot of people know him for that.
That's true.
One of mine would have to be Point Break.
Ooh, that's
which
a
is
great movie.
Just a cool movie.
Yeah,
it's
a
little cheesy,
the
but
ex-presidents.
Yeah, and you've got Keanu Reeves as like an undercover FBI agent, I believe. Johnny Utah infiltrating Patrick Swayze's gang.
He's entering
bank
Swayze's
robbers.
gang.
Yeah, and which is any movie with Swayze is also pretty awesome. It's a great combo.
Keanu, Swayze.
Yeah, and you've got surfing. You've got skydiving. It's
robbing.
A lot of action. And Gary Busey, I believe, too. So what more can you ask for?
It just gets better and better every day.
Any other movies that you think of?
Well, we've talked about Point Break, John Wick, Constantine's a really good one.
Yeah, I loved it as
Johnny
well.
Mnemonic. I totally butchered that name.
Right.
Great movie, though.
Fair enough. Yeah. One of yours?
Yeah, one of
your favorites?
Yeah, it's a really dated movie, but it's really freaking good. Plus, it's got Ice-T in it.
That's also pretty awesome. Yeah. And another one I would mention is Much Ado About Nothing, a really great early 90s Shakespearean film. So based on a Shakespearean play, and Keanu Reeves just showing his range there. So
I have to go check
recommend
that out.
it. And Denzel Washington's in it. And Kenneth Branagh was the director. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely worth watching.
Nice. We'll have to check that out sometime.
And later on, we are going to let you know our top 3 favorite, most excellent Keanu Reeves films. But first, let's take a trivia break with our correspondent, Colin Ashworth.
Did you know? Keanu Reeves played bass guitar for the alternative rock band Dogstar. They opened for David Bowie at his 1995 Hollywood Palladium gig, and also had bands like Rancid and Weezer open for them in the early 90s. Did you also know that Keanu Reeves is known for his contributions to charity, supporting causes like Sick Kids and Stand Up to Cancer in support of pediatric research? He's also founded his own private cancer foundation, not in his own name, to support children's hospitals. Talk about a rock star with a heart of gold. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Hollywood Ranked. Let's get into our top 3 Keanu Reeves movies of all time. Adam, what's your number 3?
Ooh, it was a very hard choice because, as we said, he's got a lot of really good movies. Top 3, probably going to go with Hardball, a really great movie. You've ever seen it?
No, actually, it's one of Keanu Reeves' movies I haven't seen.
Slacking on that. It's a great movie. It's about Keanu Reeves. Basically, he plays kind of like this baseball coach.
Right.
And he teaches these kids, to learn baseball and kind of be better at it. It's based on a true story, which is really awesome. It was just a really great movie. It's got a fun story to it. Great characters, especially by the kids. The kid actors in that movie, fantastic job.
So it is more of a kids movie or a family
Ooh,
movie.
I wouldn't say that. It's more of a, I'd say maybe teenager to adult, because it takes on a lot of kind of really serious topics. Because these kids don't come from the best kind of home in the movie,
Right.
and so it's really, it's more like, yeah, I'd say more for teen adults. 'Cause
Okay.
It's got a comedy, but it's also more of a drama. Overall, just a fantastic movie, and that's why it's number 3 on my list.
I'll probably get around to watching it at some
I
point.
would highly recommend
If it's on
it.
streaming somewhere.
It is a great movie.
I'll find it.
You will find it. You'll find the hardball.
I think I've seen most of Keanu Reeves' other movies.
Well, you gotta
but-
watch this one now to add to
Yeah.
the list.
Okay, will do. And got a question for you.
Ooh, question.
Adam, it's a pop quiz hot shot.
Oh shucks.
Any guesses what my third place Keanu Reeves movie is?
If I had to make a guess, I'm gonna go with maybe Johnny Mnemonic.
No, that's not
Butcher
right.
that name.
That was a good. I'm sure it's a good choice too.
Can't say the name of that movie though.
The pop quiz hot shot is a line from Speed,
Oh shoot! I don't
And
know.
so-
Get that.
a really
Sped
fun
past
movie.
me.
I think a lot of. Oh, yeah. See what you did there.
Oh,
But it was a lot of people, of course, know this movie. It's a really great popcorn
Oh,
movie in the best
great
possible
movie.
way. A lot of twists and turns, a great villain played by Dennis Hopper, and then also the great chemistry with Sandra Bullock,
Oh,
his
yes.
co-lead in the film. Who's
she's a great actor as
fantastic.
well. She's done
She
some
is.
really good movies. You ever see The Net?
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, yes.
Love
Another
that
great
movie.
with her in it.
An early movie showing us, the danger of the internet. But yeah, they
Yeah.
were a great team.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about Sandra Bullock.
That's
We're
one of
here for
those
Keanu
ones
Reeves.
that, and I hope if you ever get a chance to see in a theater, it's one of those movies I think much better in the theater.
Mm.
So if you ever have a chance, then
You just gotta speed on down to the theater and go
sometimes
watch it.
they'll show like older movies,
Yeah,
but
I've
yeah,
seen that.
one of those ones better
Yeah.
on the older.
You
You
get
can
a chance
just
to
have to
see
be able
it.
to suspend your disbelief and enjoy the ride.
Just enjoy the ride on that bus.
Yeah.
Speeding along.
All right, Adam. So we don't want our conversation to slow down now.
No,
So
we
let's
wanna
move
speed it up.
on. Exactly. What is your second place choice?
Well, it was very hard, as I said, but I think this movie is quite bodacious. And with that reference, it's Bill and Ted. It's Excellent Adventure.
Great
the
choice.
sequel movie was really good, and I did like it. But just Bill and Ted was fantastic,
Absolutely.
They
yeah.
time travel. They hang out with like death. Like it's just such a weird movie. It's got such weirdness happening with it, and it's just like it was just really fun dumbness.
Super
And that's
fun.
one thing
and,
I really liked about it.
and
was it's
George
just,
Carlin, right? So
I think so,
pretty
yes.
cool. Yeah, no, interesting characters, but yeah, they just have a lot of fun with it. Another one, you just have to enjoy
Yeah.
the ride.
I ended
and
up
go along
seeing
with
this movie
silliness.
after I saw Dude, Where's My Car? So I was kind of
Oh.
in that kind of area of watching movies like those, if you know those two movies.
I do.
And so it was kind of like something I watched after, and I'm like, dang, this is really good. It's just kind of something you just sit down, watch, and have a good time.
The Bill and Ted definitely much
Bill and
better
Ted, yeah.
than Dude. Whereas
Dude,
maybe
Where's
it's a
My Car?
generational thing. I don't. But
Maybe,
yeah,
maybe.
they did their best. But
they
no
tried
Bill
to
and
capture
Ted.
that kind of comedy, but
Totally
I
get
don't
it.
think it was as good as the
Yeah.
Bill and Ted. Way
Fair.
better.
Fair. And I'm going in a completely different direction.
Ooh, where you going with your second one?
I am choosing My Own Private Idaho. And it's
Ooh.
definitely not one of his big box office blockbuster films.
Probably why I haven't seen it.
And yeah, so I think a lot of younger people especially may not be familiar with it. It has become sort of a cult classic though, for sure.
Mhm.
It was directed by Gus Van Sant, I believe, who went on to direct Good Will Hunting a few years after this
Oh,
movie
yes,
came
good
out.
movie.
But it's an early 90s movie and is about a couple of male hustlers,
Mm.
Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix,
Mm.
and they're like friends. And it was like a
They
really
hustle?
sort of, they are, yeah. And River Phoenix comes from a really poor, broken family, whereas Keanu Reeves comes from a rich family,
Mm.
but is just kind of doing it more for kicks.
Yeah.
But it's kind of controversial because it is talking about, male prostitution.
Ooh.
But it was a really bold choice for someone like Keanu Reeves because his career was definitely coming up. He and River Phoenix were both really big superstar.
Yeah.
They weren't superstars
They
yet.
were
Like they were
superstars.
just,
They were going to
but
become
they were going to
superstars.
be. They definitely were getting some
were-
notice, getting
yeah.
bigger roles. So this was a choice they made to do this indie, low-budget
Yeah.
drama. And it was also actually based on a Shakespearean play, Henry IV and Henry V, which I'm sure we're all familiar with the plots of that. So I won't
That's
explain
really
exactly,
cool, though.
but it's really, I think Flea was in it.
Ooh.
It was also just really cool because they had River Phoenix plays a gay character in the early
Mhm.
90s. And it's hard for people now to realize there
Yeah.
weren't a lot of gay characters in movies,
Unfortunately.
TV.
We need
It was
more.
really rare. So it was a really big deal for them to make. And there's a really nice love story, unrequited love story in it. But I'd recommend. It's a little surreal. It is an indie drama.
What
so
you said about it sounds like a really good movie.
yeah. Plus, you have Keanu Reeves on a motorcycle.
Oh yes, that's
Black leather
peak,
jacket. So
that's peak Keanu Reeves
doesn't get much
on
better
a
than that.
motorcycle. The best.
So I'll recommend that one. And
right.
Next up, we're going to reveal our number one pick.
That's right, it's coming up.
But first, our correspondents Byron Edmondson and Monique Beauperai took to the streets to find out the favorite Keanu movie of some random strangers.
What is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
Well, just like any other action movie lover, is John Wick.
I'd probably have to say probably John Wick too. I just felt like it really built on the John Wick storyline. Like the first one was really good.
It would be Speed. It just shows how simple and humble Keanu Reeves really is.
The first Matrix movie. I think it was in this one where Keanu Reeves gave away most of his money to the effects team because he thought they needed it more.
Welcome back. And Adam,
Hello.
it's time for our big reveal.
Ooh.
And we even have
What's
this
it gonna
episode the same
be?
choice for number one.
Oh.
And I think you kind of dressed for the part here. So I'm going to let you tell our audience what our number one choice is.
That's it. It's Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't dress like this in that show, that movie, did they? They dressed like this in The Matrix.
Absolutely. And this is a favorite movie of a lot of people. Well done. This is one of my favorite movies of all time,
Oh, it's
as a matter of fact.
fantastic movie.
Yeah.
It's sci-fi. It's just so good. Like, how do you describe something so amazing to somebody? Just go watch it. Stop watching this. Go watch The Matrix and then come back.
Again, another movie I hope everyone gets a chance to see on the big screen. Obviously, it's known for its special effects, which at the time,
It's fantastic.
cutting edge. And really, it holds up, I think, quite well. I remember seeing the theater. I did see it for the first time in a theater.
Oh, you're lucky.
Absolutely. And I remember it was fairly, when it was new, I didn't really know what it was about. I just thought, I didn't really know. I knew it was a sci-fi movie. I thought they were kind of
Keanu Reeves in it.
superheroes or something. That was enough. I'd
Yeah.
seen the trailer. I thought they were superheroes. I didn't realize what The Matrix was. So it really made you think too. For an action movie, it had some interesting themes. I remember leaving the theater with my friend and we were talking about those themes. And it was pretty awesome. Any favorite parts that stand out to you?
Oh, man, that's such a hard decision. I think the scene when he's being interrogated was probably the most horrifying thing I've seen. And I love it so much when he just makes his mouth disappear.
So unexpected.
It was so just insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously the red pill, when he holds it out, make a choice. Classic scene.
Yeah.
It's such a movie that's affected so much in just pop culture.
It has.
And it's just
inspired a lot of other films.
It's a great movie, so obviously it deserves that kind of recognition.
And the special effects, the fight scenes were just
the
amazing.
fight scenes were great. Oh, I think it was actually with The Matrix, the first one, when they had the agent and they had multiple clones of him.
Oh yeah,
The way they recorded that and got that was really cool.
Absolutely. And
I forget
just
exactly
the
but,
whole
I searched it up. It was
backwards
amazing.
dodge thing.
Oh yeah,
it just it was
just
so
break
cool.
your spine to lean back.
Yeah, and again, Keanu, someone I find he portrays characters that you really root for. He's just likable.
He's just
just
he's
naturally.
just a naturally just likable guy. Even if he's a bad guy, I kind of root for him.
Yeah. Even if
Even if he's not the good guy, I'm like, yes, Keanu, let's go.
it's hard not to like him.
That's true.
But and the
hard not to like
sequels
that
I
man.
found didn't like quite as much.
The sequels
but-
weren't bad. They weren't as good as the original.
Yeah, the original
so
just
good.
unexpected and
Even
a
the
league of
MMO
its
game
own.
wasn't that bad.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I never not really into game,
Well,
not a gamer. So
it was good.
right for the time.
More
of it,
Matrix is always good.
for sure. No, and that's the thing. I think it'll always be remembered. I think it'll always be at the top of
it's
sci-fi
not
lists.
something people are going to forget about. There's just
No.
certain movies in the world that come out. People are like, this never be forgotten. Star Wars, Marvels,
Yes,
movies, Matrix. It's
Right.
just up there.
it is.
It's never going anywhere.
Agreed.
I don't think it'll ever be topped.
All right. So I think, we're in agreement. Keanu Reeves, pretty
The
awesome
Matrix,
actor, pretty awesome
wonderful.
dude. And
Pretty awesome, dude. I'm going to say a breathtaking man.
that is completely fair too. Wait till you see him on the motorcycle in
Oh
my
my
own private
gosh.
Idaho.
I might die.
Yeah, you may. But that is our show for this week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time when we'll talk about our favorite romantic comedies.
Ooh.
Mix it up a little bit. and find out the movies we're talking about next week on Hollywood Ranked. Have a great day.
See you in Wonderland.